You're watching the Margaret River Pro. It is day one of the event window and we've got great conditions, and we've got the first seeding round unfolding for the men at the moment. Heat 6 out there in the lineup. Filipe Toledo up against Sebastian Zietz, a former winner of this contest, and also Jack Robinson, the local phenomenon. But he's not here at the moment. He's earned his place as the highest Western Australian on the qualifying series, but he has been competing over in Chile.
Not many do it better than Filipe Toledo, that's for sure. And his Seabass, beautiful carve there. See a lot of ribs on the face of that wave. It was quite a difficult wave to ride, the way he approached it.
Filipe on the replay. This is the 5 from earlier on. They'll both progress directly through the round of 32. But it'll give them the opportunity to really just surf comfortably out here now. And they should be nice and freed up. Expecting big things from Filipe Toledo, because he always goes out there with the same attitude. Go all in.
Well, you've got to create that momentum, and from the first heat, and it's in the way you feel, and the way your board feels, and the way you're connecting with your environment. Well put, it was clean, it was controlled, it was all he had to do. Nice starter. You see those bumps and ribs we were talking about just there. That was the first one.
Spending time away from his family, his newborn daughter, and his partner Chrissy, who's going to be watching on at home, I'm sure. Toledo up at the moment. Beautiful swoop off the top there. Draws off the bottom. A bit more of a critical approach to that second turn, but this has been a clean combination. Gets the fins free on the last manoeuvre, and that should be a pretty hefty number. Certainly better than his starter, the 5-point ride.
Paddling in, drops down. We've kind of got that double overhead face in front of him. Beautiful carving wrap out of the top there. Pumps and drives into the second one. Lovely clean surfing. Similar to that first wave in terms of the clinical nature of the way he rolled it out, but that one just had a little more sting. The wave was much better, the turns were much better, and the score will be too.
And Toledo having a pretty decent year so far. Best result came down there at Bells Beach, second to John Florence. Added one of those small versions of the Bells Trophy to the mantle. The quarterfinal finish at Bali to Kelly Slater. He'd probably look at it as a bit of a disappointing result, but he had words with Kelly after the heat.
I would have no doubt that he looked at it that way, because I would say that he went into that heat thinking he was going to win it. And there's an arrogance and a strength in that arrogance that a young person has up against the old dog, up against the veteran.
Sebastian Zietz and Filipe Toledo will be both making the jump to the round of 32, and we're starting to see them put some numbers on the board. Have a look at this turn. Sebastian Zietz lays that one over. That's the freedom in knowing that you're progressing no matter what. Adding some more on the inside here, working this one over right through to the inside. Great memories from 2016, where we saw him get the call up as an alternate in this event, get a victory, go on to earn his place on the championship tour.
On the replay, a couple of pumps, and watch this, just throws it out there. Massive layback snap, total abandon, little kind of stuck at the top there, but this turn, throws it, flares the tail out, grabs that rail to control the down line, and then gets that last little snap. But that first turn was proper. Here we go on the replay. See the pop he got out of that when he drove his board to get over that little rib there to get this nice clean open face to just lay this one out. Blakey drops that back arm back, kicks it out, gets the board underneath him. Now naturally that board's come underneath him, and the wave lifts him up and enables him to make it. Great move.
My favourite move of the day.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I think the backside air reverse from Italo Ferreira was impressive.
Returns.
I'll have a look at this. Bit of confusion there. There was that wave while we're looking at the replay of Sebastian Zietz.
Why do I not have priority?
How the sport moves forward. And that was really a rewarding progression. As we see Toledo up there, great drone vision. As he just goes hammering down the line, just untapped speed. Just lightning fast in transition.
Well, we heard Kelly Slater say in Karamas that I think he referred to Filipe Toledo as quite possibly the greatest small wave surfer to have ever lived. Something I've never seen before.
Well, I'd go as far to say that maybe in waves that are double overhead these days, he's still right in there. Jeffreys Bay, you think back to his performances there the past couple of seasons, there's been some decent swell on offer.
Oh, and I suppose that comes into that old school, new school way of calling wave size, and definitely when, you know, double overhead for sure, he's got that capability at least, and more, and building the other stuff day by day, event by event, year by year, into that world title contender that we see today, that scares absolutely everyone. Look at the drive in this, just pivots on that back foot, drives around, gets that back arm into the wave to drive off and pivot off, and then pumps into this next one. It's a little bit of air there, the arms tangle up just for a moment with the momentum, but that turn as well, full driving carve, and you could be forgiven for the rail catching it, slowing down, but he just drove through it all the way into the wrap, and now he's going back out to give some to Seabass again. 2.5
minutes remaining. Sebastian Zietz can still get the lead. He needs a 6.73, dropping into this one. Nice looking bowl standing up. Goes the rail, hooks it back into the pocket, then drifts that tail. And that's going to leave Toledo out the back. Gathering some speed now. Off the bottom. And the big grab rail reverse. No dramas. Completely inverted there. All fins in the bottom of the board pointing our way.
And that was almost like it was a wave that was going to be inconsequential in the big picture of the heat. And it was an opportunity to rehearse something, to practice something in a situation where there was nothing lost. You can go to that thing that you've practiced and rehearsed earlier in the event. I feel like that is exactly what was on the table right there.
Just awesome. I love watching these in slow-mo, just seeing the release.
Grabs the rail early, telegraphs it, and just throws the whole board out of the air, buries that nose completely, fully disappears inside it, makes it look easy. And that's something that's been around for quite some time now, but it's not used very often.
And Sebastian's going to give it a nudge. This will be his last shot at it. Up into the pocket, nice cut down. Just working for the finish now. Probably do something funny on the inside here, knowing Seabass.
The first couple of turns gave you hope that maybe, you know, there could be something that would get him towards that. There's nothing more on it, and at least they both had fun. No one loses. They're going through, so that was a win-win on both sides.
Filipe Toledo getting the win with the biggest heat score total of the event so far. And Sebastian Zietz finishing in second spot.
Toledo takes that one out, a pretty good
solid performance
right there, but the move on
from the Brazilian. And Jack Robinson, we knew he wasn't going to make this heat. He's on his way back
3, 2, 1
from Chile, and he'll be here for the elimination round.